Welcome. It's Dawn with For Grace Creations, and it is experiment time. Check this out. A friend gave me saffron. Yep, it's from another country. And I thought we would play and see what color this red saffron will dye paper. Look, so that's what it looks like inside the little jar. It's almost like slivers. So I'm going to put some in this little bowl, and then I'm going to crunch it and squish it up until it is a very fine powder, or at least I'm going to try. And then I'm just going to dump it into some mason jars that have just water in it. And look, you get yellowish orange. Well, it's more of an orange, actually, water. And I'm just going to fill up the jars and let them sit until they cool down. But I thought we'd have red. Look we've got orange. And if you look, I was not able to squish that to a fine powder. So I do have some floaties. That's okay. So we'll let it sit. And I'm then going to use these pans here to soak different types of papers in. Once those jars of orange liquid cooled down, I dumped them in the glass Pyrex, and then I put in some just regular college ruled lined paper. And I let it soak for 4 hours. You guys look, you can still see the lines. And if you look at the pieces I laid out on my counter, they're yellow. It's really odd, but they're way brighter yellow than what's showing up on the camera. But as you can tell, they now look like those yellow college ruled paper. I did do 4 or 5 sheets of just plain printer paper, but what I've done with that is, let me move slowly. They are wet here. And again, they're very, very yellow. But I'm going to work on putting them in the oven at 225 to warm them up and dry them out. I'm doing 2 sheets at a time, and I check on them every 1 minute or so. I don't want a fire to happen, guys. And then what I thought I'd try is taking this same pan. I dumped out all of the saffron juice, you know, that orange liquid. Then I came over here. We had a little tiny bit of coffee left brewed from this morning, and I just dumped it in here, and I'm now going to let it sit, maybe another hour or 2, and I'm going to see what happens with that yellow paper now that we have coffee. I don't know. Typically, if I let lined paper sit in a coffee mixture, the lines will completely go away in about 2 hours. So we'll see. I don't know what's gonna happen. So I'll be back after I dry some of the yellow paper, and we'll see exactly what color we get. Yellow, definitely yellow. Look, you can see some of the orange pieces from the saffron, which, remember, it was red to start with. Yeah, we have yellow. Look at the different shades of yellow. So odd. And then you go to just the plain printer paper. You have neon yellow edges and just a real light hue of yellow on the rest. Isn't that weird? The results of the experiment. Here's what I would say. If you want to dye some paper yellow, use turmeric. It is way less expensive than trying to buy saffron and play with that. The only reason I was willing is because, well, that's why my friend gave it to me, was to play with it and see what color it would turn papers when I try and dye it. Okay, my friends, result time. So in general, we have different colors of kind of a vintagey caramelized color of paper, but some of them ended up with weird spots. Look at that one. Isn't that odd? And then look at these spots and that. But with all of these, you notice that the lines are still on the paper. I do not know why, but that saffron made it so that the lines did not go away. Like I said, remember, typically if I put in just regular lined paper down in a coffee and water solution for a couple hours, the lines go away. I'm very confused as to why they did not. So what will I use these papers for? Well, quite a few things. When you get paper wet, obviously, it is very, very, very rippable, or whatever the word is. So these pieces that I ripped, I actually will end up using for collage material. Some of them are going to be used for pages in signatures, but yeah, I'll think of some things. And then I used to have in my Ko-fi site some coffee dyed and different eco-dyed papers, and they've been, I think they're sold out. So maybe I'll work on dyeing more papers and, well, in the next few days or so, because it does take a really long time. And so then I can add some more. But I figured while I had some coffee mixture out, I would try to dye fabric. So this fabric here, believe it or not, that's navy blue, and it started out a very bold navy blue and bright white. And if you look at it now, it's died down. You know, it's not quite as bright. But when I was done, I let it sit, how long? About 3 hours in the coffee and water. And then when I was done, I just took it out and I rinsed it real quick and I hung it to dry. If you notice, look, the weird coffee patterns, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, guys. But then I did this. This was a neon. Now it is really bright still, but think 80s neon orange. It's really, it has only died down a little bit, but this smells like vinegar because I rinsed it out and then I gave it a vinegar bath. Basically, I got a bowl. I put some, I don't even know how much. I filled the bowl with water and then I dumped a little vinegar in, stirred it up, and I let this soak. This does not have that weird coffee stain issue, but it smells like vinegar. And then this here, oh my gosh, look at this huge piece of fabric. So this was a very vibrant red and a bright white. And by soaking it in coffee, I had to do it overnight, it dulled down that bright red, and the white is now kind of more of an off-white, and you can tell because that's really white and this is not. See, that's my tablecloth there, but you see the difference in color? And so now it appears vintage. It's not, but it appears that way. Now I did soak this one as well in vinegar water, so it does stink a little bit. So since we have sunshine predicted for today, I'm gonna hang these outside to air dry. If they still smell like vinegar, what I will do is I'll put them in hot water and I will add a few drops of essential oil, probably like a lime or a lemon, just something that has a nice smell. And believe it or not, you guys, that takes care of that weird vinegar smell. Now, if you like salt and vinegar chips, which I do, you wouldn't mind the vinegar smell. But imagine, you know, you said, hey, Dawn, can you make me some fabric ruffles out of that? And I made it and I sent it to you. When you open that package, all you're gonna smell is vinegar. So yeah, I wanna try and fix that problem. And then I do have a few ideas with this, or for this fabric, but that's experiment for today. And I shall see you guys back here soon. Bye.